What's up, guys? How y'all doing? So I got a couple of articles. We're going to look at Virtua Fighter 6, and apparently Microsoft is the new SEGA. So let's go. New Virtua Fighter project is fully aiming for GOTY, a game that's fundamentally fun, beyond the confines of the fighting game niche. New Virtua Fighter project producer talks about reconciling accessibility for newcomers and depth for fighting game veterans. So yeah, guys, they're working on Virtua Fighter 6. We knew that for a while. They've been showing that around on like the Game Awards clips and stuff. Personally, I'm excited for it. I like fighting games. I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. My name comes from Mortal Kombat. The Noob and Silent Noob is from Noob Saibot. So I love Mortal Kombat. I love Tekken. I used to play like Tekken 5. I remember playing like Tekken 6. Tekken 8 I also really liked. So yeah, I'm excited for Virtua Fighter. Yeah, so let's get into the article. Last December, SEGA announced new Virtua Fighter project, the Virtua Fighter Series 6 mainline entry and first brand new title in almost 2 decades. To find out more about the long-awaited 3D fighter, Automaton interviewed producer Richiro Yamada. In this installment, we asked Yamada about his team criteria for adding new features to the game, as well as measures they're taking to expand the series' player base. And if you guys want, you can read part 1 of the interview here, but we're just going to stick to this article. I'm Richiro Yamada, the producer of this project. I joined SEGA in 1999 as a game designer, and over the years, I've been involved in all sorts of projects, from console titles to mobile games. At one point, I actually left SEGA and worked on game development at Warner Bros. Entertainment, but I returned to the company in 2023. I'm what you call a boomerang employee. Also, I came back to SEGA. The idea for a new Virtua Fighter started taking shape, and I've been involved in the project since its inception. He came back after. How did the new Virtua Fighter project come to be? Many players have long waited to see Virtua Fighter revived and hoped something will be done about it. Since arcades have shrunk as a magnet for fighting games, we decided to focus our efforts on the console market instead. Meanwhile, within SEGA, the Virtua Fighter team was integrated into RGG Studio, which prompted discussions about properly revisiting older IPs. Before long, people started saying, let's make Virtua Fighter, and I was assigned to oversee the project as producer. So this is really interesting, this part. So they put the Virtua Fighter team into RGG Studio, so now they're all together. But like, wouldn't that like bloat the company though? Like you're kind of just bloating, instead of just like keeping a small team small and letting them work on it and just like give them the resources, whatever they need, and you're just like adding into the numbers of RGG Studio. I feel like they're doing this to just be like, all right, like we don't really warrant you to have your own team, but we're going to give you to RGG because we care about Yakuza more than Virtua Fighter, which is fair enough. You know, they don't have to. I think that's a like I can sympathize with it, but I don't know, in the long run it might bloat the company. When the project was first launched, did you have a shared goal or vision within the team? Of course, our goal is to make a game worthy of being nominated for Game of the Year. Oh shoot! He's coming out right out the gate. We want to make a game worthy of being nominated for Game of the Year. Like the very first Virtua Fighter, we want a title that doesn't just sit within the fighting game mold. The fighting game genre tends to be seen as a special niche category, but Virtua Fighter actually isn't like that. It's easy for anyone to pick up and play, and I think that's one of its strengths. If a game isn't something anyone can enjoy, it won't reach the level of recognition needed to even be considered for GOTY. This is the meaning behind our target of making the new Virtua Fighter a GOTY worthy game. I'm concerned. Like, I like some of the things he's saying, but I'm also concerned. We need the Virtua Fighter team to make Kuroyo 1 and 2 Kiwami. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be like, nobody's going to buy this. What would they remaster it on? Like, consoles? Virtua Fighter had a Yakuza skin DLC, so SEGA definitely has some bias. Oh. Yeah, maybe. Sometimes they'll throw away their like. Sometimes like they put Persona soundtracks in 7. It's sadly true, but I just don't feel like it. That's how they're looking at it. Like, I don't agree with it. Like, I always want more games. I always want more games. I don't want less games. But, like, I don't think Sega is going to see it that way. You've already revealed some battle footage, including new systems and mechanics. What kind of new gameplay were you aiming for with these additions? Let's go watch a battle, minute clip.
Ready, go!
This is a training stage, like, obviously. Looks good. Oh! Shit. Oh! Okay. His teeth got knocked out. Damn. She's sexy too. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. New battle system. Floor guard. A new defensive system designed with stylish movements. Expands options and introduces fresh dynamics for offense and defense beyond traditional guarding. This is interesting. In ongoing series, it's important to bring in new things, but also to strip things down from time to time. Personally, I think most fighting games share broadly similar rules, so I want to introduce a slightly different way to play within that framework. The consistent core rules of fighting games are fine on their own, but I want to add in something new, so we introduce the Uprising rule set. Even if what you do during a match doesn't change fundamentally, switching up the rules allows it to evolve different kind of gameplay. What? Yeah, this is different. I'm getting kind of weirded out. I'm like, I'm not understanding this, but I'm going to keep reading. The base fighting game rules are... Oh, wait. The base fighting game rules are already fun. That's a given for us, but since this is a new entry, we want to experiment with various ideas. Okay, so these are the two battle rules for the game. Standard, traditional battle. Win a round by either depleting the opponent's health or causing a ring out. So ring outs are back. Default is first to win 3. Uprising, this is a new battle rule. Let's see. Introducing new dynamic momentum shifting opportunities. Offering a new gameplay concept. Not just a bonus mode, but designed to stand alongside standard as a main gameplay pillar. But that doesn't explain anything. Maybe they'll explain it later though, so let's keep reading. Of course, we believe the new features and system changes from Virtua Fighter 4 to 5, good or bad, represent one coherent, completed evolution. Above all, the fact that people still play it today is proof of its high level of completion and proof that the path of evolution we took wasn't a mistake. But if we just keep piling more on top, we'll end up with a game that's overly complex. So with new Virtua Fighter, we need to experiment by cutting away some of the things we built up, as well as bringing in new features. To make these decisions, we'll keep testing various ideas, but I trust Takeda to safeguard the truly important parts. As someone who's been making Virtua Fighter forever, he understands this best. Similarly, our programmers and motion designers also know very well what parts of a fighting game absolutely must not be touched. It's about preserving those core elements while incorporating new ideas. Yeah, I agree with that one. Yeah, I think that is a good direction to take. Naturally, new elements will be tested thoroughly and only added if they're entertaining. But we know some people will inevitably still feel that things were better before. Still, I think it's important to make something even people who've never played Virtua Fighter before will want to try, so we're eager to take on new and fun challenges. So, there's something new. Like, the first one, this one I didn't understand. Second one, I'm just gonna read the image. New battle system, stunner and stun combo. New combo system initiated from stun attacks. Approachable for new players. Realistic moments and impactful strikes, traditional combos return. Stun attack. So you can stun them, basically. That's simple. I get that. You know how you stun NPCs in Yakuza? Or you get stunned? It's the same thing. I'm just gonna skim over the rest of the article. They're basically saying that they're just like doing really hard to like win GOTY, and we want to break the mold of the fighting games. And I don't know, I feel like it's just the same thing like everyone says. It's like they're like, fighting games are niche, fighting games are niche, fighting games are niche. But like, how many people are playing fighting games nowadays? Like, how much niche can it be like before it's eventually popular, right? And it's not like it's that niche anyway. Like, it's niche now, but we'll get Kroyo Kiwami when Kagawa's VA gets fired. That ain't happening. All right. So yeah, that's the article. I'll definitely be checking out Virtua Fighter 6, whether like YouTube or if I get some money for it, I'll probably go and get it. And yeah, just excited for it. I feel like fighting game genre is the top 3 most popular gaming genres ever. Like platformers, maybe? Like maybe that's one. Third-person games. I guess Smash is platform, right? I suppose Smash is a fighting game. They all want to be Smash. Super Smash Bros. They want to be like their own thing, but then that's what everybody says. Niche, you mean online, like skill ceiling? I don't think that's what they mean. They mean like they want to break the mold. So like, yeah. So the fighting game genre tends to be seen as a special niche category, but Virtua Fighter actually isn't like that. It's easy for anyone to pick up and play. That's one of the strengths. I agree with them. Like, not every some games, like some fighting games, gotta be accessible. Or like he wants to make an accessible fighting game, and I think he should. So let's move on from that article. I'm going to cover this one. I know, like, it's not a RGG studio or Virtua Fighter or any of that related, but I'm going to cover it. It's Sega related, so I'm going to cover it anyway. Development of Sonic the Hedgehog was terribly controversial, says PlayStation's Mark Cerny, describing his time as Sega as brutal. Nobody realized how big Sonic was going to be. The original Sonic the Hedgehog game was terribly controversial with Sega, according to PlayStation's Mark Cerny. Cerny was lead systems architect for Sony's PS4 and 5 consoles. The first time you saw Sonic the Hedgehog, it was obvious that the game was going to do great. I'm skimming over it. I don't think it's like big news. Basically, like, Sega didn't know that Sonic was going to be this big. Like, big enough to like compete even with like Nintendo. Because like Sega at one point was like at the top of their game, and they all kind of just like fumbled. So yeah, that's the article. That's not even like, it ain't even all that much. I think they're just talking about like how Sega just didn't see it. Mark Cerny, he worked at Sega. He's at PlayStation now. Sonic co-creator. Let me wait for a bit. Sonic co-creator Yuji Naka has since had something of a fall from grace. What? What is this sentence? Sonic co-creator Yuji Naka has since had something of a fall from grace. Am I crazy, guys? Is this sentence just like weird? Why would you say it like that? After eventually leaving Sega in 2006, he later developed Balan Wonderworld with Square Enix, which is considered a critical and commercial flop on its release in 2021. He left the company and accused Square Enix of removing him as director. Oh shit. And in 2022, he was arrested for insider trading. Yep. Sounds about right. I remember reading an article about that. Well, you gotta get the word requirement on the right hand side. Yeah, so let's move on, right? It's a whole bunch of a nothing article. Okay, so moving on from the previous article, I have another article for you. So this is about Amplitude Studios, and it just says why Amplitude Studios had to leave SEGA. We're just going to cover it because SEGA is mentioned, and I'm just going to skip over to the part where they're talking about SEGA. And they're like, do you think they copied their homework? Okay, so here we go. Let's skip ahead to 2024 when Amplitude exited from SEGA. How exactly did that come about? What we were doing within SEGA was quite unique. When we looked at the strategies that they had with a strong focus on their core IPs, consoles, mobile, when they bought Rovio, it was like, we definitely do a lot of PC, we don't really have a core Japanese IP, we're not very mobile. Did you feel that unless you left SEGA, there was a chance the studio could have been closed? No. Maybe reductions of headcount could have happened, but that's not what triggered it. What triggered the situation is we were just not aligned at all on what to do in the future or what our strengths were compared to SEGA's. Do you think SEGA was withdrawing to its core IPs and focusing on mobile? I don't really want to talk for SEGA, and I want to interrupt. This is a bad question. This is a really bad question. Like, why would you ask about SEGA to, do you think SEGA was, do you think they're doing this? Do you think they're, conspiring behind the scene? That's not nice. So, and they respond pretty good. I don't really want to talk for SEGA, but I think if we step back and look at the state of the industry during a crisis period, which we were in, are in, and hopefully exiting, when you go into a crisis, you go defensive. You focus on your core strengths and what you've been known for, and SEGA had all of these elements, except mobile, which they had just bought and was an investment. They need to have a payback on that, right? They need to invest in that. They need to make sure it works. But it's not like someone came and told us, hey guys, we just made a plan and you're not in the plan, what do we do with that? What happened is they made the plan, we were looking at how we fit it into it, and it was hard for us to see how we could. It was more us that came to them and said, well guys, really, I don't see how it's going to work. That does sound like SEGA. They seem like, they seem like they do that type of shit. Type of stuff. They move on their own, and you kind of have to go and be like, well, I just don't see how it would fit in here. So when it came to leaving SEGA, was it you who initiated it? Yeah, it was me, but it took nearly a year and a half. That's including me trying to understand how I would finance it and how I would present it to SEGA. That took a year actually, so it was a lengthy process. And even within that year, the whole industry changed and the whole crisis got worse. So everything became different as we were discussing it. So yeah, I think SEGA is just really after themselves. But then in the article he said something, when you're in a crisis, you go defensive. So I think that's the crux of the situation. Right now, everybody's in a crisis, and they will continue to be more and more defensive as time goes on. And so let's move on to the last article. Finally. Okay, moving on to the last article. This one's kind of funny to me. Microsoft feels like the new SEGA. Why do recent studio closures feel like the collapse of the Xbox ecosystem? I mean, dude, they took the console off of the retailers. That should be the that should be a really good sign, right? Gaming is in a weird place right now. There are layoffs happening everywhere. Games are getting delayed. Even as the Switch 2 proves to be a bigger hit than even Nintendo could imagine. In a group of studios. Holy fucking shit, use a period, man. Okay, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I want to read this article. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna skip this article and do the outro. Okay, thanks for sticking around, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Say goodbye, guys. Article written by Eminem. There is no period, man. There's not a single period on this article. I agree with the article. Like they kind of. That's why I wanted to check it out. Well, all right. It is what it is. Let's go. Let's go edit.